Yay! There's audio. Okay. Literally no idea. Said I had sound bars. Everything on this end looked great. Just no audio.
But they weren't able to hear Ichi growling because I had to stop making their dinner to fix audio.
Yep. That's weird. No idea. Just had to reset OBS, our streaming software.
I blame the dog show.
Alright, we're back. We're playing Passing Through Petra, designed by J. Alex Caravan, and published by Renegade Games, and it'll be out later this year. It was an Essen release, it's not fully out yet. So yeah, Passing Through Petra. It's a racing game in Petra. But we're not actually racing. We're doing like marketing and trade. It's very interesting. It uses tile pushing. And while the audio was muted, I was explaining why we were late because the rancid pumpkin fiasco. I'm just really upset about it. I don't like wasting food, and that like all the ingredients that the chili smells really good, and then you put it in your mouth, and your mouth is immediately like, do not swallow this. Do not swallow this. It's like really bad. Steve didn't believe me how bad it was, and then he put some in his mouth, and he was like, yeah, no, that's awful. And that's why we're both drinking alcohol. And, like, I literally did, like, a vodka swish. Like, I cleaned my mouth with vodka. It was so bad. So, I'm sad because I wasted a bunch of food tonight. And this was gonna be really amazing pumpkin chili because I roasted the pumpkin myself. I didn't, like, buy a can of pumpkin. That's where I apparently went wrong. Real life, it just happens. Just happens. Okay. Hello, Mom Gamer, and Ohaimi, and Madbona. Madbona, you are, like, on point tonight with your adminning. You need... Yeah. If I could make you a super admin, I would. Okay. So, we're gonna... Steve is... I do want... Madbona, email me your address to the onetar@gmail.com, and we will send you a one-tar t-shirt because you earned it, girl. Steve's putting Xena's dinner on mini couch under box. I don't know. Oh, I did tweet about it before we went offline. We bought a miniature version of our couch for Ichi to use as like a step onto the couch and also to lay on. And it's really adorable, and they both dogs use it, and it's too cute. Alright. On that delightful note, let's get into Passing Through Petra. Because we have a 9 o'clock play-along of Penny Papers that's happening, and we gotta get this going. I have a feeling we'll be fine, but... Alright. Just thinking about that pumpkin makes me have sour flavors. Alright, so rules. And then there is a board. And the board.
She's getting good at that. I'm gonna have to start taping the box shut.
No, don't torture her. I don't want her to I do not want her to learn to destroy boxes to get to for dinner. Like, she already knows how to do that internally.
Oh. Yeah, but those are fuzzy boxes. Okay.
So you're going to put the board out in the center, and then there's these, like, plastic canyon walls. I'm just going to tell you right now, they don't really fit, but you're going to do your best. So the board is numbered, or lettered A, B, C, D, and you have to put these in order, and there's, like, a smooth wall, and that's what you want facing the canyon, and you're going to, like, slot them in, and they're not going to really go...
I just wonder if you should, like, flip it upside down and do it.
Well, I thought about that, but... right? Like, how... I spent some time last night trying to play with this, and Steve... Okay, upside down has some merit. You just have to do it upside down. No, see, it comes undone. You're flexing it. You gotta stop. You gotta, like...
Apparently my solutions are not the... Because they're supposed to be hooks, right? So it's like you should be able to...
You should, but, like... I just don't... I mean, maybe... like... Oh, you know what? That's what it is. It's the board's not thick enough, so the hooks hit the table.
Well, no, because they're supposed to do.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
They're supposed to.
You
do
just
that.
have to do it while it's not.
Yeah.
But then, see, this one isn't the right size. Okay.
This one was not the right size for sure. You need flip 180.
You gotta like jam it in and pinch it. That's why there's an order to the thing. We're gonna break this board. It's ridiculous. It's all worth it, I swear. Maybe. This is one of those where it's like, once I build it, I never want to take it apart. But every time you play, you have to take it apart. It's the review of this game just immediately. It's like,
So once you finish the dexterity portion of the game.
there we go. Okay.
Boom!
And you
Perfect.
want it to hook in there nicely.
Yeah, you like push them in towards the
Yeah,
center.
so you gotta, and it's actually, it's on the, it's like lifted off the table some because the hooks are taller than the board. Anyway. The reason you want to do that is because...
It says the IKEA furniture boards. Yeah, there was no picture of the silhouette guy with the phone and the confused look on his face.
Well, because they don't want you calling them.
No.
Can you imagine if gamers got the phone number for Sarah? Like just... okay. There is a bag of tiles. You're gonna have all your trader tiles in there, and it's really funny because they like had these games where they had these bags, and the bags were like way too big for the tiles, and then this game they're like bags too small.
There's just too many tiles and the bag is too small.
Anyway, you're gonna take out you're gonna fill this canyon of tiles. So Steve, I'm gonna do that. And the reason why you want
I'm
it
so tempted.
really well anchored is because you're gonna be pushing the tiles up the canyon, and so you don't want there to be like a gap below the floor of the canyon.
I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So just randomize your dudes into the canyon. Well, they're mostly dudes. There's one female character portrait. There you go. Okay. Then each player is going to get a player board, and they are different. They're very subtly different, but it's very important that you randomize them. Pick your poison. Oh, you didn't want the pumpkin in the kitchen? Like,
Yeah,
my throat
can we
feels
just...
weird. It's not...
You know, I'll just go with drawn and quartering. Like, if I'm picking the method, we'll go for something less painful.
Yeah, the human body is amazing in what it, like, tells you not to eat.
Yep. Well, it's that better, and it's saying, hey.
Don't even swallow. Just immediately eject from your mouth. Alright. So each player's gonna get a board. Then there's this is Petra, I'm guessing, and you build this, like, so. There's a lot of construction in this game. Like that, and then you put it like this, so it looks like the traders are coming to Petra. So it makes really good pictures from this angle. That's all I can say about that. Okay. Then each player is going to get all of the bits of their player color. And then, oh, Netter's bowls. We need 1, 2, 3. Yeah, let's do 3 bowls.
Do you have color preference?
No. Camels, buildings, and permanent traders. Where's the gold?
You put them in with the
right there.
market extension.
Okay. So, then you're going to...
Oh, so we need 4 of them.
No. There's only 5 of her. She doesn't need her own.
No, but the market extension.
What? Oh, right. Alright. So you're going to put your camels someplace accessible in a bowl.
Always
You're going to put...
good life lesson.
Yeah, make sure your camel's accessible at all times. Then there are these, like, buildings? They just look like film... They almost look like film strips. They're kind of weird. These are buildings. You're going to put them someplace accessible.
Did I ever say how much I love Netter's Bowls?
Netter's Bowls are so amazing. Every once in a while I look at the BGG ones and they're on sale and I'm just like, I'm good. I've like played with the BGG ones in person too and I'm just like, they're okay. Silicone collects dust in an annoying way, whereas these I can just let roll.
And dog hair, right?
Well, these collect dust and dog hair too.
Yeah,
but...
but silicone.
Alright, there are 4 cards which are like the player aid cards. Give one to every player. Shuffle the big deck of cards and you're gonna put it there. And then you're gonna put 1 card in each of the 3 slots here. Okay. Then the reason we have Netter Bowls is there are some traders which are permanent traders and they have a gray border and like a weird gradient background. You're gonna put all of them just together someplace accessible. And then there are 5 special traders who are gold traders. And they're like an Indian woman.
Gold trading.
You're just gonna put her someplace accessible. There's only 5 of them, so I'm just gonna put them there. And then there's these tiny little pieces of wood. It's very tiny. Those are market extensions. You're just gonna put them someplace. You guessed it, accessible! Then there's another deck of cards, a tiny deck of cards. These are influence cards, which is kind of like achievement point cards. So, hi Vinyl Rabbit. Hey Hero Logic. Alright, so we're gonna shuffle this deck, and then there are 3 slots for these cards to go right there, and then you're gonna deal 1 to each player. And then that deck goes behind there. So, Mad Bona, thank you. Mad Bona has linked the Netter Bowls. Seriously, I want to send you a t-shirt. Email us your address, woman.
So,
you showed this. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Well, so when I first saw this, I was like, oh, they must have used those scenes from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade as reference. This is me not realizing that Petra was a real place, probably, which they either actually filmed movie at or filmed in front of like a recreation of. So. Yep.
Alright. So, additional setup. Each player is going to get 6 tiles randomly from the bag. And you're going to pull them out one by one. And you're going to put them in your market spot, which we did wrong last night.
Oh.
You ready? Check this out. They go up here.
That makes way more sense.
But it means that you can't push the ones from the market extension in easily.
You could put some other ones face down that the other ones could slide on top of.
Oh, unless maybe you put them like this?
No.
Look, man. It's like a little ramp.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Maybe we can launch over it.
Alright, so you're going to put 6, and you're going to put your dudes... It's off camera. Right there. We're going to have to scooch a little bit. And wow. You cannot have, while doing this, you cannot have more than 3 of a kind, if I remember correctly.
Is 3 the max, then?
Let me double check. You may not draw more than 3 tiles of a single type. So 3 is the max. Okay. So 3 of a kind is the max that you can have for a single type, which I just hit. And then you draw 4 more, and the 4 more go above the board, and for that one, 2 is the max. And you put them in the column that they match. Alright. Okay. And then...
Oh, you draw 4.
You draw 4, yep. So you will have the same setup.
Alright. Yeah, I now want to look up more about Petra, because I do not know
let's put the market extensions over here.
By Steve.
And but those are really obvious when you cheat. The camels...
Camels are a little...
Alright. Then, while Steve's doing that, You're gonna get all your bits out. Okay, there are 5
Hey, Kabuki.
discs. So 5 discs. You're gonna put them, there's 5 tracks. You're gonna put them boring side down. One side has like a cube on it, and then the other side is blank. You're gonna put blank side up on the X's, and it doesn't matter who's on top.
Yeah, the player on top is better, though. It just has no effect on the game.
Okay, then there's a pawn. Has some art on it. They're gonna go in the center of the market
I'm gonna
square.
put mine down so they are more obvious. Because top down, they're not as visible.
That's true. Okay, then
They're
you
supposed
have
to be top.
five hex column cube symbols. There's
well,
our
4.
there. 5.
4.
5. You have 5. Where's your other one?
I don't know.
You should have 5. Did you? Is it in the bag still?
Well, it wasn't in the bag. Maybe something happened to it.
I mean, you can play handicap from time to time.
I'll just steal one from another player.
Well, here, look.
Don't mind me.
You
I'll
can
just
look
look
through the
through.
box.
I'll look through.
Okay, so you should have 5 hex cylinders. You're just gonna keep those nearby. These are your workers. And then you have 9 cubes. And you have 9 slots for said cubes on your player board. So you're just gonna slot them in.
I'm pretty sure I only had 4 last night also.
Well, I never opened that bag before last night, so that means replacement part.
Brown only has 4. Pink has 5.
Okay, well...
Do you get more in the 2-player game?
No. No, you're supposed to have 5. Yeah. Give each player 5 workers of their color. Alright, well, we can do a replacement part request.
Okay, well.
It's fine. For brown and teal. Just use purple, I guess. Alright. Well, check your copies. Make sure you have 4, I guess.
Because I know sometimes games do the whole, you only have enough for like a 2-player game.
Yep. Okay. So let's set up. As soon as Steve finishes fixing the mess he made.
What mess?
What mess?
You just look under the instrument.
I did just roll my eyes very hard. Can you put the traders back in their bag?
I don't think we should tolerate the presence of traitors. Can't trust them.
Playing this game. Okay. So, then you're going to determine who goes first. How convenient. They're right there. Steve goes first! So Steve will get 1 camel, and then second player will get 2 camels, third player will get 3 camels, so on and so forth. Okay? Coolies. So...
Oh, what do I do? Do I do the cubes now?
Yeah, you do the cubes now. And now let's teach the game.
Are we going to learn about the trader mechanic?
Jaime says the workers already left. They were passing through the box. Very good, very good. Alright.
Because, yeah, I remember playing last night and going, oh, I only have 4 workers. That means I can't activate everybody before.
Yeah, no, you're
Okay.
supposed to have 5. Okay, so this is passing through Petra. So the objective of the game is to, through trading and actually more setting up trades between different traders, you will gain influence in various regions of the world, or just in general, and by gaining influence, you might win the game. The first player to use all 9 of their influence cubes wins. So this is a race game. So each player is going to have 9 influence cubes. Cubes are, as soon as one player places their 9th cube, the game is immediately over and that player wins. There's no ties. There's no finishing the round. It's just, boom, done. Okay? So, on your turn, you are going to take one of 4 actions, and the way that you signify or take that action is you're going to move your merchant, which is this pawn, towards the direction of the grid that you want to do the action of. So there's the plaza, the sick, the market, and the village. And depending on which direction you move your pawn in the grid, never diagonally, only orthogonally adjacent, the direction you move determines what action you take. So for example, if I were to go this way, I would take the sick action. If I were to go back, I'd take the village, the market, the plaza, the market, so on and so forth. So if you are in a situation where you cannot move further in the direction you want, you can't take that action, which I think is pretty nifty. So we'll talk about the actions. First one, super straightforward, the plaza. If you go to the plaza, there are 6 traders which are not in the canyon. They're like in the plaza before the Temple of Petra. So you select 2 of the traders to take and add to your market. And so I would say, oh, cool, I want this blue trader, and they don't slide to fill, so you pick the 2 that you want first. So I'd say, oh, I want this blue trader, and then I think I want this green trader, right? And then I've taken the 2 traders, I get to pick what order I want to put them in. So I'd be like, oh, I want to do this. And then I slide them into my market. And then because I did that, 2 of the traders that I already had in my market will bump out. And then I put them up here on top in the column they belong to. Then...
Liam reminds me I need my traders. So
yes.
No, I got distracted by things.
Then, after I am done with that, my turn is basically done. Then we push the tiles down the canyon, and that's it. There is a line right here. This is refill. If we push and the refill word is revealed, then we will draw tiles to refill from the back. So, let me push it back. And let me put these 2 back. Alright. And put them back.
Thank you, Liam.
There. Okay, so that's the plaza action. Then there's the sick action. So the sick action is very similar to the plaza action, except for you only take 1 trader, and you take the trader from the canyon. So you can pick anything in the canyon, but you cannot pick anyone from the plaza. So if I really wanted a red is only in the sick right now, which is the canyon. So I would take her, and then I add her to my market the same way that I add them with the plaza, and so that would happen. Okay, so that is the sick action. Let me undo it. There we go. And then after the action's done, you would scoot the canyon to fill in any gaps and refill if necessary. So that's the sick action. Then we have the market action. So the market action is where your workers come in. You're going to select 1 merchant column that you have. So these are traders up here. When they're up here, they're traders. Down here, they're just market attendee traders. So you select 1 set of them that you want to activate. And for teaching purposes, this is kind of awful, but I'll select this one. So I put a worker in the slot to say, oh, I'm activating the blue shop. My blue merchant is selling to the red merchant. And this is where everybody's player board is different. So there is a very tiny icon. So this is the blue dude, and right there is an icon that says what color he's trading to. Okay, so that was kind of a bad example. But you can see right here, the orange icon is trading to red, the green icon is trading to purple, purple is trading to orange, red is changing to blue, okay? Oh, no, it's fine. And every player's is different. So like this one, blue is trading to orange, and on mine, blue is trading to red, and on Steve's, blue is trading to purple. So every player board has a different combination of which color is trading to which other color. So on my board, blue is trading to red, which means for me, when I activate the blue one, I look to see how many reds I have down below in the market. And I multiply the number of blue tiles by the number of red tiles in the market. If I have a wild merchant, which is this gold one here, oh, let's put her in the center. Then she counts as any color. So if I had her down here, she would also count as a red for this purpose. But so I multiply that, which in this case is only 2. Kind of pathetic. And that's how much I get to move on the influence track of the Red Nation. Sorry. That's how much I get to move.
The Fire Nation.
The Fire Nation. The Red Nation, which is China in this case. So, because I traded to China, I get to move on China's thing. So I go 1, 2 on the red track because I sold 2 red. If I had more blue, so let's for cheating purposes say this had been the situation.
Whoa.
So I had 4, 2 times 2, right? I would get to move 4, so I'd get to here. The bottom of each of these tracks, there's a little notch, there's a little arrow. When you hit that arrow, you flip your disc over to the cube side. You can only flip the disc over to the cube side once per turn. So if I went around the track 12 times, right, I would only get to be on cube side once. In addition, when you flip to the cube side, when you pass that bonus, you gain the bonus depicted, and each region gives a different bonus. I'll talk about those in a minute. Then, after you flip to cube side, if you had any more movement, you take the rest of the movement you had, otherwise, you're done. Let's say, again, cheating. Let's say I had this situation happening.
Whoa.
So I had 6, so I had 3 times 2 instead. I would go from here, I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, I'd flip to cube side, and then I'd go 5, 6, and now I've arrived at the first empty influence slot with my token cube side up, which means I get to take one of my influence cubes and put it on the available space on the spot, and then by doing that, this flips back to not cube side up, and then if I had any more movement, I would finish it. This means on future turns, if somebody wants to place an influence cube on this track, they need to go further because we're only playing 2 players. So if we were playing 3 or 4 player, there's extra cube spots. But in 2 player, and this is the only difference with player count, is the number of influence slots available on these tracks. So we'd have to go further. So if Steve wanted, he'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to get his first chance to place an influence cube. Okay? So all of the tracks work that same exact way. Once you resolve whatever it is you were going to resolve on that track, any of the traders on top, they get discarded and put back into the bag. Okay? The ones on the bottom just stay there. They're fine. They only get bumped when you get more from the plaza. Okay, gonna put these dudes back. Done cheating with them. So, I said, oh, and then your worker will stay there too. So, like, this is gone, worker's there. The different bonuses the different tracks give you. So, the India track, purple track, will give you one of the wild trader tiles. When you gain the wild trader tile, you scoot the wild trader in like you would any other trader, and so it would bump out, so on and so forth. Okay?
The gold trader.
The gold trader is wild. The red track China, you gain a building. Can I have a building? You gain the building, and then you get to put it in one of the building slots in one of your 5 trader types. So you just plunk it in like that. And there's a handy tab, so getting it out is not awful. I say as I struggle to get it out. But when you have a building, let's say for cheating purposes, this is here, right? And then I'm adding a merchant, so I bump, boop, and then this person comes out, and so she goes to the column she belongs in. Oh, hey, there's a building there. Whenever you put a trader on a column and you have a building there, you gain a camel. Woohoo!
Everybody needs a post to hitch their camel to.
What are camels useful for? Camels let you advance. For every camel you discard, you get to move your influence disc 1 spot further. So camels let you go the extra distance to get your cubes down. Okay? So that's camels. And that's buildings. It's why you would want buildings. It's all buildings give you, is camels. So to get buildings, red track. Then there's the blue track. The blue track allows you to select of your choice, one permanent trader, and these are the ones with the gray borders. When you select the permanent trader, you put it in whatever column you want. They have to match, obviously, but I'll be like, oh, I'm going to get the blue permanent trader. When a permanent trader is added to a column, he's there forever. So from now on, whenever I activate the blue trader, when I go to discard the ones that have been used, they will not be discarded. Oh, you don't get the bonus more than once, but you do get the activate disc and cubes more than once. Okay. I interpreted that differently.
I think we played that backwards last night.
No, because you couldn't get the bonus more than once either.
No.
I might have applied it to both.
It is possible to place multiple influence cubes in a single turn.
Oh, okay then.
Oh, once a regular influence spaces are filled, then and only then can you place the unlimited number in the large pool. So you have to...
Well, yeah, but that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, hang on. Permanent traders don't get discarded when you would normally discard. However, you can have maximum one permanent trader per column type. So you can only have one of each type of permanent trader. If you have a building and you add a permanent trader to a location where you have that building, you don't get a camel. That dude lives there. He doesn't need camels anymore. He lives there. He's never leaving. He doesn't bring a camel. He doesn't take a camel. No camels. Okay. That's the blue influence track. Then you have the orange influence track, which I think is... I don't remember what country orange is. Egypt. That's it. It's Egypt. Egypt, you get one of these. Tiny slivers of wood, which is the market extension thingy. I don't know, market extension thing. You just put it beside your board, and then you immediately draw a new tile from the bag and put it there, and now your market on the bottom here is one size larger. And you can get multiple of these. So you can have more of these guys, so you can get more multipliers, and it also means it takes longer for stuff to get through the queue, etc. So that's what those are. Then the green trader is the local trader, and you go around this track, and there's no way to get influence on this track, but you get camels whenever you pass the camel spot, and then you get influence cards. So to get an influence card, you can take one of the ones that are face up, or you can take one of the ones that are face down, and then you immediately replace from here. So if I were to go, I don't know, like 8 spots on this track, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I were to go over 9 spots, I would take one, immediately refill, and then I'd get my second one, in addition to my camels. So that's that track. And you can use camels that you gained from this track immediately on this track to go even further. So that's the local track. These influence cards are pretty straightforward. They just have conditions. At the end of your turn, you may reveal as many influence cards in your hand that you have that you've completed, and then you put cubes on them to say, hey, I did that. And that's the other way that you get cubes down. So you can either get cubes down on the influence tracks or on the influence cards. The cards are all pretty straightforward. There's 3 types of cards for these influence cards. There's ones that want you to have a specific amount of cubes on a specific influence track. Okay? Then there's ones that want you to have an equal number of influence cubes on specific boards. And you have to have at least 1 on each of the boards. And then there's ones... I revealed mine. Then there's ones that want you to have a building and or a permanent trader on 2 of your columns. So that's the type of influence cards. So you go. That's the market action, which is like the bread and butter of this game, is the market action. You're mostly doing everything that you can in this game to make the market action more powerful, because the market action is what allows you to place influence cubes. The other action that you can take on your turn is sort of your cleanup action. It's the village. So you move your merchant towards the village, and you get your workers back. You can take as many workers back as you want, but you must take at least 1. So I'd be like, oh sweet, I get this worker back. Then you gain a card, and the number of workers you got back determines what card you can get. So because I only took one card, I could take this card. But if I had taken 2 workers back, I could take either of these. If I had taken 3 workers back, I could have taken any of these. And if I had taken 4 or 5 workers back, I could have taken, of course, any of them as well. Those cards are a mix of instances. So when you get them, you just play them immediately, do what they say. Or they are specific activations. So you can play it when something happens. Or there's a couple that are ongoing that once you have it in front of you, whenever you do the thing that it says, you always gain the bonus. So that is those cards. And those also instant repos. But you can only get one of them a turn anyway. What's up?
Clarifications on the market action.
Yes.
So Ohami was correct. You can only gain the bonus once per turn, but you can place as many cubes as you want. But your disc does flip to inactive side, so you do need to go around the board once anytime you want to place a cube. One thing that I think we did not play correctly last turn is the disc you go around is the color of the traders from your settlements that you're using.
Oh, we flipped it.
We flipped it.
Okay,
last night.
got it. So I was correct and incorrect. The color track you go around is the one that's on top, not who you're trading to.
Because I guess thematically, you send them to the market row, they do their trade, and then they go back to where they were from, and then you get influence based on how awesome the trades are. I think that's the thematic bit.
Yep.
And of course, you can get multiple things returned. The other one is the building bonus can only give you 1 camel. Each building can only give you 1 camel per turn. So I know last game I was racking up the camels. Like if I had 2 reds go to somewhere that there was a building, I only get 1 camel. Mild cheating.
So it's only 1 camel
per building per turn.
Ah.
So if you send 4 people into the building, only one of them can hitch a camel.
Got it. All right. Fantastic.
Yeah. Thanks, Ohani.
Okay. Whew.
And yeah, the local bonus you can get as many as you want.
Thank you, babe.
For what?
For looking that up in Fairbank.
Okay, I'm gonna turn that into a video clip and just play that back every time I look things up in the rulebook in the future.
Look, normally I reread the rulebooks again before we stream. I've read that rulebook 2.5 times already. Yeah, 2.5. I wouldn't call the full one a third. And normally I reread before we stream, but we had the disgusting pumpkin episode. Okay. If you're just joining us...
Is that the title of an episode of Friends, the one with the disgusting pumpkin chili?
I made pumpkin chili. I roasted a pumpkin from scratch. I worked on this chili for like 6 hours on and off today because it was slow cooked. But like active cook time, I put like an hour and a half of work into this damn... Do you know how hard it is to cut open a pumpkin? And it was a good sugar pie pumpkin, like it was supposed to be. I've done this before, and I was like so excited, and it was gonna be like dinner and lunches for the rest of the week. And I went to taste it right before I like put the cornbread in the oven to see if it needed more salt, and I like put it in my mouth, and my mouth was like, just spit it out, do not swallow, do not swallow. It was so bad.
Not something you want to do if you're doing trade negotiations with a trader from a faraway land who's letting you taste something that they made for you.
It was so bad.
Don't just immediately spit it out.
So then we had to like figure out what to do for dinner, and then I was still making cornbread because I had like whipped it up and all this other stuff. So I have like a ton of cornbread, which...
You said the word cornbread and the dog perked up.
I accidentally bought not gluten-free cornbread, so it's glutenful cornbread. So I have a ton of cornbread that Steve can't even eat, that I have to eat by myself, and I don't got no chili for it anymore.
Hey, you got some help eating that cornbread.
Yeah, Zena's been helping me. Alright, anyway.
Shenanigans.
Okay. I'm just scrolling back through the chat. You all have been super active while we're teaching this game. This game is like really straightforward. It's programmy, and then it's a race. So,
Kabuki asks if the Holy Grail is inside the,
not that we've seen.
the Petra gates.
Yeah. Not that we've seen.
We'll look for it.
Angela says that Tiffany's brain astounds. Oh. My brain is great at doing this, but it is awful at anything that's not related to games right now.
You know, everybody's got strengths.
I can be an expert in one thing at a time. And right now I'm an expert in board games. I used to be an expert in programming languages for front-end development. And then I found board games.
Yeah, this one's more fun.
Yeah.
So,
but thank you.
Oh, your volume just was on top of mine. I have to correct that.
Wow, you all keep talking when I'm back. Okay.
Ooh, Dune. I still do want to play the original Dune game. It is not a Grail game that I want to seek out and purchase and yada yada yada. But I do want to play a game of the old Dune board game. There's enough almost abandonware versions of it you can sort of accidentally and illegally make yourself.
Do you know what I want to play?
Passing through Petra.
Yeah, it's your turn. You start.
It's my turn.
It's your turn.
Good thing I've already planned it.
Great.
Going to the plaza.
Now everything's different. Oh, wait. Hang on. Sorry, my board is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
This was what I was starting with. I did a teaching example. There we go. Okay, my board is reset. Whew. Okay, it's your turn.
Fortress America. That's a game I'd like to play once and never again. Send in the local trader into the market, and then another local trader. So, this Mediterranean trader is going to go up there, or Roman or Egyptian, I forget, and then the Egyptian trader is going to go up there. And I think I'm done. Okay, Rome is blue, Egypt is orange, China's red, India is purple, and the locals are green.
Okay. Ooh.
And then...
Yep.
This is the time when Sprocket's going to be pushed.
What?
It's fine.
I mean, is it? I don't think it is. Okay. I will also do a pause action. Hey, Steve, what's up?
Hey, Tiffany. Fancy seeing you here in this market.
It's a plaza, right?
Hey, they have different sculpts.
Yes.
That's cool. You have a hat.
I do have a hat.
I don't have a hat.
You have a hat?
No, or... No?
Turban?
No, I think it's just hair.
It's just your hair.
Yeah, you got this big ol' hat.
I'm Bill Murray. We decided the blue merchant's Bill Murray.
Or the purple merchant.
You're totally really old, depressed will be.
I know this is going to be a little blurry, but... Bill Murray.
It's totally Bill Murray. Okay. Now I have to flip my brain around. It's always painful when I do that. Okay.
So you went to the plaza.
Yes.
Plaza-ing.
Okay. I'm gonna take a blue and a blue.
Oh.
So my red gets bumped up to here, and then my orange gets bumped to there. I think I liked it better when we were playing with them down below. Okay.
I am going to the sick. Oh, the rules also said the sick is the name for this canyon. This long canyon. So I'm going to get a purple. And then this Roman trader is going to hang out in my market settlement place area.
I will also go to the sick. Sick of your shoes. Very cute. Okay. I'm going to take the green trader. That's there. And so this orange trader gets pushed up to here.
Trader in oranges.
Alright.
And then I am going to market.
What am I going to do?
I'm going to use this blue the action worker thing. These 3 are going to trade with these 3 purples. So 3 times 3 is 9. So I'm going to get 9 spaces on the blue track. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a permanent trader. 5, 6. Put a cube on there. 7, 8, 9. And then I will choose.
Pikachu?
I will choose a red permanent trader. And then to make it less likely to appear that I'm cheating, these 3 Roman traders will go back to Rome. Is that everything?
Yeah. Sorry, they're kind of like spreading out once they get out of the sick. Okay.
Matt Bona was wondering if she was the only one that lost sound and the headphones pushed out. Happens to me all the time.
Well, I wanted another Roman trader, but
I mean, I just sent
they're
back
roaming
to the
around. But I can't go to the
hurts.
plaza because I've already been to the plaza too much today.
Yeah, this little thing, this is nice.
So I could go to the sick. Be sick, man.
You cannot go to the sick. You have been to the sick too many times.
I've been sick too many times.
You have to either recall workers or go to the market.
And I can't recall workers, so I have to go to the market. Very interesting. Well played, game. Well played. Alright, so I'm going to activate the... I feel like it makes sense for me to activate my orange traders. So Egypt is going to be trading with the locals for 4. So Egypt's going to advance 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not like Camel Up. Steve doesn't get a free ride. I flipped to cube side. And then the Egyptians are going to go back in the back.
Casey asks, is there a reason not to take back all of your workers? When you take the village action, you have to take back all your workers? Oh, no, you don't?
You take back at least 1.
Oh, at least 1. Oh.
You might not want to take them back because the cost of cards. So maybe you really want a 3 card, and so you just take back 1, like if you have an empty slot or something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice. Okay, so it's just so you don't overpay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I assumed it was all of them. That will change my strategy. I'm gonna go to the market again. My Chinese traders are going to sell to my local traders. So again, that is 3 times 3, which is 9. So on the red track, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, flip the building. I'm gonna put it in flip the time. 1, 2, 5, 6. Flip that face down.
I realize now I should have gotten 7, a market 8, extension 9. When I flipped. So I need to get a tile from the bag.
And then I have 2 Chinese traders. Go back. I keep feeling like I'm forgetting stuff, but...
Okay. I can go to the plaza again, which is great. So, Bill Murray is such a nice guy. I'm gonna take some more Bill Murray. See, maybe you put him like this? Maybe...
No, I think it's supposed to be the top of the tent. That's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, but I want it to slide in better. I want it to work. I want the sliding to work. Look, man.
Does Bill Murray want the sliding to work?
Yes, Bill Murray wants the sliding to work. There was like this whole sliding mechanic thing. So that's why I liked it when we were playing with them on the table. Okay. Anyway. Sorry, I'm just complaining about trivial things. Like I do.
I might say your complaints are trivial pursuit.
That game is so popular at bars out here. It's awful. Alright, that was my turn.
Can't go to the market. Can't go to the sick. Whoa!
There was... Oh, right. Okay, Egypt's very not popular.
And then now we refill.
Now we refill the canyon.
Because you just did Plaza?
Yeah. While Steve does that, the chat earlier was discussing this board and how bland it is, which is true. It's a bunch of tracks on cardboard. But it's like sand and deserts. I think that's why they went overboard with the like 3D art. Which does make some pretty good pictures. And normally these are standing, which does add some additional height, but we decided for game purposes it makes more sense for the camera.
I wonder, this whole pushing thing would have been much more fiddly with like cardboard, or they could have done a recessed board kind of like these, but it would have folded. So maybe this was actually one of the easier solutions. Yeah, Chad was wondering about D-Day by Iwo Jima. It's the same system as John Butterfield, but it's more... The other designer added some like more involved or more interesting stuff. Sorry.
Take your turn.
Anyway, I'm excited to play it because it's like the fusion of two great minds, apparently.
Steve is currently too busy learning games that I drill into his brain. For SN. One more week of that. It's a lie. We still have some SN titles. We still have some Origins titles.
Apparently I'm supposed to take a turn. This is what I hear.
It is... I hope what you're hearing from me and not just like what you're hearing from voices.
That was our robot. Robot talking to us. Yeah, I'll do this.
Wait, what robot?
Alexa just talks.
I didn't hear it.
I heard it. I'm gonna get 2 more locals, which is going to push.
Oh wow, you have
purples,
a lot of locals.
which is going to get me. Oh, I should have. No, I shouldn't have got a camel. But now I got a camel.
Wow. You know what track you're going around. On that delightful note, I'm going. Oh, you went to the plaza?
Yeah.
Gotta move your dude. I'm going to the market.
Whoa, hey.
Sup, Steve?
Hey.
Sup, Steve?
Personal space.
I'm gonna go here. So purple is gonna trade to blue for me, which is only 4. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get a wild tile.
Wild tile for the wild child.
And then I'm gonna spend my 2 camels to go there to get 1 influence cube down. Steve's a lot better at this game than me. And then I'm done with that. And then I have to fiddle with my fiddle board. Fiddle.
I think there's 3 games in the D-Day series. It was Omaha Beach, I want to say Palelio, and then Iwo Jima. I know it's the latest one. Maybe Tarawa. I don't know.
In the back.
Okay. Would you believe I'm going to the market again?
I would, yes. I would believe that.
Red,
If it
with
were
my
true.
permanent trader, is selling to my locals. So that's 5 times 1 is 5. So we'll go 1, 2. Get a building up here because they are locals about to come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that correct? I was here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that flips down again. And then the permanent one stays.
Apparently tile pushing games, Steve's
Everything's fine.
good at it too.
Yeah, Butterfield also did the Company of Heroes solo expansion, which I have yet to play. I was very excited to get that one, and I have not played it yet.
Alright,
Conflict of Heroes, sorry.
I'll go to Palace and get these 2.
Oh, wait, did I just cheat?
I don't know, did you?
I have a worker already at the location I just activated.
Yeah, you can't do that. Wait, how did you... Yeah, you can't activate it if you...
1, 2, 3, 4,
Do you want to
5.
go to the village instead?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the village instead.
Okay, you gotta take your building out. I mean, yeah, I guess it's supposed to be the tent top. But, like...
I'm gonna take 1
No,
worker
sorry.
back. I'm gonna take the Master
You're
Trader.
supposed to put
I undid that.
the market extension
Okay.
on the right, or on the left side. But yes, if we did put it on the other side of the board, it would make it better, because they would slide into it. You're right! We're just...
Oh, you're just gonna put it on the board.
Yeah, we're just gonna do this. There you go. Good job. It's a good user experience update. I thought this was an oven thing for a second. It was just sitting right here. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were going to put it on the board and slide. Alright, now it's... Oh, wait, I went to the village.
You did.
And then I would have been there. Okay. Undoing everything. Cheating. Okay, now... I'm going to Chinese traders. I'm going to trade.
You only took back. Okay, well, you gotta restock the...
Oh, yeah, that's important too.
Also, have you paid attention to your influence card at all?
Oh, no, haven't even looked at it. Alright. New Chinese trade, so it's going to be 5. So I'm going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the bonus that I placed here. I forgot to undo it last turn, but I'm doing it this turn. Lots of wackiness going on. And then I place the cube. Then this will face down. The permanent trader stays. The bonus that I use is this building, which has been placed there. And I've probably undone most of the cheating method.
I'm proud of you.
Proud of me too.
I'm rolling my eyes, but I'm proud of you. Alright, I will go to market. I roll into the market. And I'll do that too.
And that was the market action. Just my whole last 2 turns.
So I have, because of the wild one, I have 4 down here. So I get to go 8, 2 times 4. So I go 8 around this track. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I get to put cube down on that, and I get a building, and have a number of orange traders coming. But first I got Bill Murray. Man, I need some red traders. Traders.
We're a little low on reds.
I guess I'll put it in the Bill Murray slot. These go back in the bag. And then that is my turn. Bill Murray.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the plaza.
To the where?
Plaza.
To the where?
Actually, using my worker, putting it on the slot. It is empty. Oh no, wait, that's not what I meant to do. Okay. Those 2 fall off. These 2 go here. These 2 go to here, and because I have a building, even though there's 2 of them who are going, I do only get the 1 tile. And that refills.
Well, no, it doesn't refill. It just
squeezes
in. I'm gonna go to the plaza. Get these 2.
Nope.
Ah! She's running away. She's like, no.
Are you hiring them? I mean, she was running awfully fast.
Oh, that's the cover. Oh my god, wait. Before you take your turn, hang on.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna refill? But, like, the cover... She's on the cover, and it looks like she's running away. Like, straight up. She's right here, and she looks like she's looking back. The way her arms are, it looks like she's running.
Like, she saw someone, like, she had an awkward encounter with someone previously, and she just made eye contact with them, and she's just, like, trying to...
Yeah. Her face is fine. Her face is neutral. Like, nothing's going on there. But, like, her body posture is like...
She's like, oh...
I gotta run!
It's that guy that just won't shut up.
Here comes Uncle Mildred!
Hey, speaking of red traders...
There they are. We had a lot of problems with red traders last night. Not coming out. Yes.
Well, I'm just gonna have to go to the plaza again and get 2 Roman traders.
They've been roaming around.
I don't know, I don't understand your joke, so... So each building can produce 1 camel per turn, but I had 1 go to each of those, so I get... That's...
I'm gonna go to the market.
I've never thought that's the best impression you could do of me, but with practice, I think we'll get there.
Alright, the Romans are gonna trade, so I have 3 Romans trading to 3 China, well, 2 China plus the wild. So, that's a 9. So, I'm, Oh, no. Trading to here. Sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I get to put a cube here. And I get a permanent title, and I will get a permanent red one, because oh my goodness. And that's an influence card. So I needed to have a building with Bill Murray, or the China, or I needed to have a permanent on either Bill Murray or China. So I did that, and so I get to place this cube. Woohoo! And so now these go back in the bag. I like to have the bag moved here. Thank you. Me too. That's my turn! There are the one t-shirts, yes. A few years ago. 5 years ago? 5 years ago.
2014, I thought.
4 years, I don't know. A few years ago, 15? I did a Kickstarter for going to Essen. And so if you Google
2015.
The One Tar Kickstarter, there is a Kickstarter page, and it's successfully funded. We did 200% of the goal, which was fantastic, and I went to Essen, and it was awesome. And part of that was we had t-shirts made for the reward. And because we went so beyond the goal, we actually printed more t-shirts than we needed for backers. And so I do have a limited number of t-shirts left. So if you scroll the list and there's a shirt you like, I charge $15 plus shipping, and I can stuff it in a flat rate, like a small one usually. Or I have envelopes, so it's even cheaper. But just email me at theonetar@gmail.com with which t-shirt design you would like, and your size, and I will dig and see if I have them, and then I'll tell you what the price is. And there you go. But we have a limited number of certain designs left. So there's that.
They won't be gougy.
Yes. No, they're sitting in a box in the attic. As long as I make some money on them, because I did pay for them, sort of. But I don't care super hard. I'm more happy that people wear them than... Plus, the print job on some of them is weird. The Abbey Road one looks fantastic, but the print quality is kind of worn down on it. It looks not as bright and colorful as we'd like, but it's still the Abbey Road print. So, on that delightful note, I'm going to the market! And I'm going to use the last one I can, which is the green trader. So the green is selling to Bill Murray, which there's 3 of them, so I get to go 9! So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I get 2 camels, and I get 2 influence cards. So I'll take this one, which says the same number on purple and red, which, hey, guess what? I have. So I just get it. And then this instant refills. And then... I think I will take a blind draw. That's okay. Alright. The green local track doesn't have any influence stuff. You just get it from here, so the cube thing doesn't matter at all. But this stack of locals is being discarded.
Goodbye, locals. I'm going to market. So my locals are going to sell to the Egyptians. So it's 4 times 2 is 8. So I will do that, actually using a little thing to move the 1, 2. Camel. 3, 4. 5, 6.
Whoa! Okay, that's
7,
a tricky
8.
one.
And then I'm going to spend a camel to go to here and get that one, which is have...
The sum of those match.
Yeah.
That's crazy cool.
Let me see.
So we like Bill Murray a lot. We have a Bill Murray art behind us. We like Bill Murray a lot, and we've noticed, I don't think it's just because we like him, but Bill Murray is in like a lot of games. Like, people use Bill Murray for art inspiration quite frequently, I feel.
Okay, so that was my local track. So these locals are sailing on. Do I do anything else? No. I did that. I did that.
You did do that. You did do that.
And I moved. I did move this, yes, because I was in the
Okay. I am going to go here, and I'm going to take 2 workers back. I'm going to take that one and that one to take the priest card, which, when I take it, I play it instantly, and I draw 2 cards. Do we instant replace or not?
This one is instant replace.
This one is. I don't know if the villagers are. It matters.
It probably doesn't, because you can only ever take 1, right? Yeah,
Well, no.
hire 1 villager.
No, but does it instant replace?
Yeah, then it's instant replace. But I mean, you can still only hire 1.
No, but no. It matters because this card says I draw the top 2 cards of the villager deck. So do I draw before I replace? Does it sound?
After hiring a villager, close the gap, reveal a new card.
Okay, so that'll be there.
So I think it's when you hire the villager, you draw.
Okay, so now I draw these 2, and I pick one and I keep one, discard the other. Ooh.
Immediately upon hiring them. And the other thing is hiring. So I think you would hire them, do it, and then refill.
Okay, well I did that out of order then. Yeah, that's fine. You'd already said a thing. I went with it.
Yeah. Shoulder's a little sore.
Think it's from that flu shot you got?
Maybe.
Not done
But it's not a reason not to do immunization.
That one's less helpful than you would think. Huh. Okay, I think I will take the baker, which lets me take 2 trader tiles from the Sikh. So I will take this one. Bill Murray, you're bumping! Which gets me a camel. And then I also will take... I don't think I want a Roman. They just be rolling around. Oh no, I do want a Roman.
Oh, I'm not sure who asked it in chat, but we're playing Sunflower Valley tomorrow night. Yes? Tomorrow? No. Yes. Tomorrow night we're playing Sunflower Valley in Minneton.
Sorry, I want a different set of circumstances in my life. Need to do that, which means I need to do that. Yes, okay. Which means I want to take this person. Okay. Which means Bill Murray gets one turn. But I already got a camel this turn, so I'm done. Whew. Okay. Whoop. Going a little farther. Your turn.
Going too further.
I got my flu shot before Essen, but Steve was sick, so he didn't get it when I got it.
Yeah, and I missed when I was supposed to get them from my work.
And I had to go to Walgreens today and pick up a prescription, so he came with and got his flu shot.
And it's time!
We will be playing, after this stream, we'll be playing another game of Penny Papers, Play Along. So if you would like to play a play-along game of Penny Papers, Temple of Peekaboo, We will be playing that after this game. We already played it once today. We're going to play it again.
I heard it was fun.
I enjoyed myself.
That was me going to the plaza.
That was you going to the plaza. I'm going to go to the village again and take back Bill Murray's worker. And I'll take back actually all 3 of these to take the master trader. Bill Murray is a master trader. That was my turn.
Oh, you got the Bill Murray Master Trader. I should have done that.
Take the Bill Murray Master Trader. Ha ha ha. Mediocre Gamer, do you remember who has penny papers for the US distribution release? I could not remember.
Oh, I'm going to the village.
It's nice here.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go to the plaza.
My one box. And then... This one back. I'll get this Master Trader.
Bummer. Alright, I will go to the market, to the plaza, and I will pick up...
Whoa, noble! Look at that ability.
Whoa.
As you can move any tiles from your market to your settlements or from your settlements to your market, you may then rearrange your market.
Gross.
Way to break the rules there, rule breaker.
It's just like he's noble or something. So he's gross. Take this guy. Which means my gold trader goes back. When the gold trader bumps from your market, they go back to the supply. Sad for me. Alright. Steve turn. Oh, thanks, my Bono. So you don't remember what publisher? Well, so Penny Papers is from a Belgish company? Belgish. But I can't remember what the US publisher is. My turn?
So my turn. Here's a rule I was unclear about.
Do you want to ask the class? There are 3 different penny papers, correct, yes. We're playing the mummy one. What is your question, Mr. Paul?
I'm sick.
Sick, bro.
It said...
Mm-hmm.
After taking action, you may, but are not required to, reveal any influence card you have completed and place it face up in your player area, placing 1 influence cube down. You may complete multiple cards in a single turn.
Yes.
So I think that means at any point in the game you can reveal them, even if you're not doing the action that would complete them. Because it doesn't say any card you've completed this turn, it just says...
Yeah, you have to do it on your turn, though.
So you have to wait until your turn, and then you can be like, boom, 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 boom.
Yes, and you can do that asshole thing, where you're like, oh, I'm losing! No, I'm not, I win. Is that what you're planning to do?
I think so.
Way to admit it. Okay. I am... That's why. Alright, I'm gonna go to the market. And it's gotta be Bill Murray. And Bill Murray's Master Trader is gonna activate. So I can... traders of this type may trade with any type in my market. And then I discard him unused. So Bill Murray, instead of trading to blue, he's going to trade 2 orange. So I have 3 orange and 2 Bill Murrays. It's India, but whatever. For 6 movement on the Bill Murray track. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I get another gold tile. Bing. And that was my turn.
I am going to go to the market. My Egyptian traders are going to trade with my Roman traders. So 3 times 4 is 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a market extension. 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 2 camels, 2 over 13, 14, 15, 46, 7. And then because I drew market extension.
Can I retcon to say I spent 2 camels to go there? I always forget.
Oh, stupid market extension. I did not want you, Roman trader. I mean, I love you.
I forget that I have camels. Which would give me another gold. Oh no, not another gold. No. No. I just get a cube though. I don't get gold. I already got my gold. No gold. No gold for you! You being me. Okay.
And it's your... yes. Right now, in case you're wondering.
No. Oh, Bill Murray would have been discarded. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to the plaza. Because I have to go to the plaza if I want to go to the market again. And while I'm at the plaza, I don't want any of those fools. But I guess I have to pick some of them up. I'm going to pick up Bill Murray! I like Bill Murray.
My turn?
Yes.
My turn. I'm also going to the plaza, and I'm taking up...
Yeah, you do.
2 Chinese, which I think makes this refill.
Yes. Cool.
I think I am going to do the trick for my market extension this time. Okay, 2 Roman traders.
Yeah, TMG has learned the benefit of defoxifying. It's a big market strategy right now. Okay. I will go back to the market! Surprise! And I will use the Egyptian traders, who's going to trade with the local traders. So it's 8 for Egypt. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4. Dropping a cube off. Flipping that. 5, 6, 7, 8. So it flips again to cube side because it hasn't flipped yet this turn. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. But I do get a market extension, which is the first time I've gotten that. Or this turn. And we're putting the market extensions at the front because it just makes the sliding easier. Oh, hey, Egyptian trader. You would have been helpful a minute ago. So that's that. This worker has to be there. So that's me doing the action. And then it's Steve's turn.
I am going to go to market again. My Indian Bill Murray traders are going to trade with my Chinese traders, so it's 4 times 3 is 12. on the Indian track. So I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Get a gold trader immediately. Which is, does that happen during this?
No, it doesn't give you the thing though. She doesn't change your multiplier, if that's what you're asking.
No, it shouldn't affect it, but... sorry, that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I will pay 13, 14, 15. 15. And then flip face down again. And do another cube. And then these traders back. This one. Push it off. Pink. And
I'm gonna go to the plaza. Gonna get a Bo Murray. And I will also get a...
each time you reach it, so it could change your bonus and everything, it says immediately push it in your market row.
No, but it doesn't change your multiplier. Because your movement already changes your multiplier.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a...
No, the phase, if you don't read that page, if you read this page, you first... Yeah. You find the trade value and then you move the market value. So you can't... You've already found your trade value. Your trade value doesn't change. You do things in the right order. I don't want any of these traders. My option is China or Roman. Chinese or Roman? Great. I'll take Roman. Okay. So it's your turn.
I'm going to do a market action. Blue is going to trade with purple. And also gold, so it's 2 against 3 is 6. So I will go 1, 2, flip that. Gain one of those. 3, 4, 5, 6. Flip that face down, place the cube. And then complete one of the louvers, which is have the same number of tiles in the south as in the north. That's 2 and 2, which is 4, because I have to have at least one in each pair. So I'll do that. And then
Win the game.
Yeah,
I don't know if I would have won on my next turn. Because I would have gotten this card, which was an influence, and then it depends on what card was drawn. I would have won on my next turn. So, it's very close. Because I would have traded market action to activate this one, which would have let me go 4 spaces. So, maybe not. 1, 2, 3, 4, then pay a camel. Yeah, I wouldn't have won. I would have been 1 card short. But I would have won on the second turn because I would have had to go to Plaza and then I would have to market again. So I was 3 turns away.
both of our games are pretty close.
Yes, but you still won.
I did so.
And that's passing through Petra!
The thing about this game, I just immediately want to play it again after we're done. For whatever reason.
Wait, what? Say?
I just immediately want to play this the second time after you played it.
I want to play it again too. It's a very interesting like programming game, with like the race mechanic, and it's like who can efficiently plan based on the like what they have out and stuff. With interesting combos. There's a little bit of luck in like what tiles you start the game with in relation to your player board, like if it's something favorable for what you want for your player board. And then a little bit of luck in like the influence cards, but it's not massive. I don't know.
And then there's also those cards can help rule break, because I think there are like sequences you want to get in. Like ideally, you're pushing the ones on your market row that are
eventually going to be the ones that are selling to the
Yeah.
next ones you push on.
Well,
you
and
can't always count on that.
I noticed this time that we had very different strategies, and your strategy was like to go super hard into one type of merchant at a time, and whereas I try to make sure I have like a diversity of merchants.
I was lucky to start with a couple Chinese, which helped me get the buildings early. And those I really like because they have camels, and then you can manipulate the number of spaces.
Yeah. So yeah, that's passing through Petra. I don't know when the street date will be for the US. It should be relatively soon. Because Renegade. The rulebook is okay. There's some minor like language stuff on some things that I missed, apparently. Specifically just you don't gain the bonus more than once, but you can gain the influence cubes more than once when you go around in a turn.
Which was...
Candy cards.
Like, it was clear enough in the rules.
For you, because somebody pointed it out.
Yeah.
So you went looking for it.
Yeah.
Specifically.
Yeah.
When you know what you're looking for, it's very clear. But yeah. It's, I don't remember what the MSRP is for this, because it's been so long, but there was the comment made earlier where the board is kind of boring. It's true. They kind of like over whatever the components, but this is like super helpful, but you gotta like get it slotted in right, and if you were watching at the very beginning, we like struggled to get it like put together correctly. It was just really hard for us to do.
We did it.
We did it.
It involved a lot of like 3D.
Well, and it
3D
doesn't
maneuvering.
sit on the table anymore. The board doesn't sit on the table because the way these are hooked in.
Yeah, we could flip them upside down and we could see the bottom.
No, it's fine. There's holes that they go into.
Flip it upside down. Man.
No. I'm trying to take it apart.
No fun, Kairos. No fun. You hate fun.
I do hate fun. So yeah, but I'm pretty sure the more you play this game, the more these hooks are gonna, like, destroy the board. Oh my gosh. Because you kind of have to, like, pinch the thing in, and then you have to slide it over. I'm, like, trying not to rip them, and I already, like, peeled back the cardboard. You missed one. So, it's a good idea. The canyons help a lot with the tile pushing, but it's kind of finicky. Also, the Petra thing annoys me, because, like, it hides the card deck and, like, blocks the thing. I don't know. I'm just finicky. Crouchity.
You?
Crouchity and finicky. But from a gameplay mechanic standpoint, I like it a lot. It's a very quick one. It's... I'm trying to remember what it reminded me of. Gameplay-wise. There's a couple other race games. I can't remember. There was one in particular that it reminded me of, and I can't think of it right now. I thought of it last night, but...
It's interesting, there's like a very slight engine to the game, or at least like your things get like you get more spaces in your row maybe, or you get camels and people move into your stuff, or you get slightly powerful cards, but a lot of the cards are like one-time use. Like, it doesn't feel as much as if you're growing in power. It's like you're only speeding up very slightly in the race, so it's not getting super unbalanced.
Where's this going? So, it's a good racing game.
And like, we've only played it 2-player. I wonder if 3 or 4 players would slow it down, or if it would just feel like you couldn't really compete in the race if someone was far ahead. Because it feels like it ends pretty quickly with the number of cubes.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a potential kingmaker. I'm not sure. But it is one of those ones where it's one of those games where I always feel like, oh, I just got my engine going, and Steve won.
That's kind of how it's felt both games. Like, I'm just to the point where I can start using my engine. I'm like, oh, I need to win. Like, I was had I placed red cubes, I would have needed to go to the village and place red cubes. I would have been able to place either 3 or 4 on that last turn, because I would have done 2 cards.
Ow.
1 for 3 plus cubes on red, 1 for the same on top and bottom, and then placing 1 cube on red. So yeah, I would have placed 3.
Yeah. At this point, Steve's won both times by a number of times.
It can go, Tiffany said.
We'll play it maybe again. It's interesting. It does an interesting tile programming thing. I enjoy it. Nerve asked. Oh, so Nerve said that the MSRP of this was 70 US?
In Australia.
In Australia, so it's probably 60, which seems to be along Renegade's pricing margins.
Yeah, for like that size box and components or whatever.
Yeah, it's really pretty. I feel like there's some amount of replay in here. But
I feel like we would probably mostly play this 2-player.
maybe I want to play it with John. You said it last night. I want to play
No,
it with John.
I do want to play 3-player.
So John can destroy us, and then it can immediately go.
Because I think what I was gonna say is I think most of the time we would play this, it would probably end up being 2-player, and there's other 2-player games either in this theme or in this style that I would probably pick over it.
Okay, US MSRP is 60. Yeah,
that
that
sounds
seems
about
right.
right.
Yeah.
It just it plays quick, so because it's a race game, I think it can maybe play quick. So maybe if that's what you're looking for in a game that can play.
But I mean, was it quick? That was an hour and a half. Well, the teaching. Oh, that's a good point. The teaching and stream shenanigans was at 39, 36 minutes. Yeah.
It felt pretty
fast.
quickly.
But it had that, like, again, it had that thing where I was like, oh, I can do a lot of stuff and I'll get there, and then it was just like, oh, we're done now. So.
Yeah, it feels like I'd like to go on a couple cubes longer.
But sometimes that's the best part of the race, is like you're running as hard as you can and somebody else finishes it. But when the person that wins is like, maybe not. I don't know. I want to play it again, 3-player. Yeah. And it probably is gonna go?
Probably is gonna go. Also, definitely want to watch Last Crusade again now after playing this.
Yes.
That's
100% agree with that.
100% watching Indiana
Just
Jones.
all
and
the
Last
Indiana
Crusade.
Jones. That's what we should do.
Yep.
Yeah. It was good. It's interesting. I felt like I wasn't doing very good. It's a programming game where you definitely have to figure out how you want to program. And I tried 2 games now to do kind of like a be decent at everything strategy, and that's not the way to go, apparently.
So there's 9 cubes, and because I was doubling down on each type of trader. If you like have enough camels and you do awesomely, you can maybe get two cubes out each time you do a trade. So that's really only, if you were getting 2 cubes out per trade, that's only 4.5 trades per game. So like I think I probably only did.
No, you didn't do.
I think I probably only did like 5 or 6 trades plus some influence cards.
No, the first chunk of the game you were doing 1 trade-offs.
No, I know. I'm just saying that like with 9 cubes, that's not very many trades. I think you kind of need to think about that. Like maybe it's 9 trades, or maybe it's 6 trades and some influence cards.
Do we have any programming games?
We just streamed something recently that people said was kind of programming. Oh, the Untitled.
I don't know. I can't even think of it right now. There was Blackout's a little programming.
Blackout. Yeah.
Blackout's a little programming. Yeah.
Airships one.
Oh, Selenia.
Selenia was a little programming because you're placing cards because they're gonna eventually fall off.
Yeah.
Trying to plan ahead.
But yeah, that's Passing Through Petra. We love Gold West. We like Gold West a lot, which is another J. Alex Caravan. But this is his second title that he's done with Renegade, Sentient being the other one. Maybe our problem is just the development team. Or, you know what I mean? Like, maybe we just don't like...
No,
I don't know.
I wouldn't say it's the development. I'd just say maybe this game isn't specifically targeted for us, because I think in both games we both wanted a little more crunch out of this game, just in terms of like the strategies and what we're doing, and we're trying to do things in multiple aspects. Maybe we wanted something either a little longer or a little crunchier, and this game does end a little quickly. Development wise, it seemed pretty good.
No. I'm not saying the development's bad. No. I'm saying maybe we just don't like titles from that studio that have been developed and done by that studio.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Because Gold West is TMG, and we love Gold West. Same designer. But the last few from him, we haven't kept.
Yeah, I think the TMG ones that we like do tend to have a little more crunch to them. And some Renegade titles, I think, maybe end up a little slightly lighter or slightly more casual. I don't know.
I think that's more their audience.
I think it's more their audience. So I think it's probably
weight.
Just like when we get a Belfort or a Gold West or something from TMG, and we just like sink our teeth into it, and that's not for everybody. But I know we definitely do really like that.
Yeah. So it's a very beautiful game. It's very simple to teach, and I think that it's one that we could probably teach to, like, my mom and my family. She'd probably pull that off, and they would get it. Don't know if they'd enjoy it, but they would get it.
Yeah.
So there's that. It's a good, solid, middle-of-the-road casual game, which I think I just wanted more from.
Yeah.
And then we both had kind of the, like... Oh, we're gonna get going now. Oh, it's over.
Yeah, I think some of our favorite two-player games are the ones where we're doing, we're competing for like sets or area control or like things, and maybe the winner of the game is the first to get 4 or 5. I'm thinking like Battle Line or Hankoji, or even something. Is Targi's a round limit game? Targi's round limit. I think like if there's
Targi's buildings.
Fill the board.
It's you
Yeah.
fill your
But I think those kind of games that like we sort of know when they're going to end, and we're doing a tug of war over those things. Like it feels very much like one of us has won when we have wrested control of the board or something from the other player.
Yeah.
We definitely like that.
So for us, this game's a pass. We're passing on Petra. I think is what we've discussed. Yeah. But we both enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I would play this again.
I would also say that I know, the top camera was a little high and a lot of the things didn't look as good from the top down, but from the side, the board looks great. The canyon divides it well. The areas of the board, it makes sense what goes where and what you need to do. The Petra is pretty. It's a little annoying, but it's nice to see the Petra stand up at the end. I know from the top down, you really just see 2 decks of cards.
No, Oh, that's another good point. Like, if we're gonna play... Oh, yeah. It was very interesting, though. It's a very unique theme. I think that they did. It's not futuristic, whatever. And I think it's... I mean, I'm not an expert. I don't know if the art's amazingly accurate or anything like that, but it looks accurate to me. It's gorgeous. The illustrator they hired to do the cover is just, oof, you know what I mean?
Yeah, gorgeous cover. I also tend to like games that are like trading themed or have trading mechanics. This reminded me, especially with the programming, that I really want to play Kashgar again.
Kashgar me too, yeah.
Because that also has sort of a similar set up your rows and program.
Yeah,
and
that's a programming thing. Kashgar. Yeah.
So, and we did stream it.
We did.
I think, yeah. So that was one we both really liked. And this reminded me that I do want to play that one more. And that one's a little more of a brain burner because it's, again, you can't do everything that you want, etc.
Yeah, but it's beautiful. It's an interesting take on the trader, like merchants and traders mechanic with some programming. I don't know a programming merchant trader game that's quite this way. So yeah, it's gorgeous. The card art is fantastic. Every card is very well illustrated. I want to look up the illustrator on this and see if they have prints. Johnny or Orban?
Yep.
Gorgeous illustrations. Like the camel herder girl is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's so many it's such great illustrations of the people. The illustrators way that it's amazing. So yeah. I would recommend this for people that want a little bit of a programming game or like an interesting theme on the trading aspect.
Would you say maybe like a step up or a step and a half up from something like
unique but dull, flat out of the box? I wouldn't say it's dull. I just would say like
Cubes and Cards trading game, the one that also had the ocean expansion you could combine it with the little plastic trays with cubes. Overproduced entry level game. Cube trading, trade cubes, play the cards in your hand down, and then pick them all back up again. You're doing sets. There's a market of things you can.
Century.
Yeah, Century Spice Road.
Yeah, this is a great level up from Century Spice Road.
We got there.
Or you could just say play Century Eastern Wonders. Alright. Sorry, it's hard for me to be enthusiastic right now because I still have the taste of that damn pumpkin chili in my mouth. Like, literally, tongue is tingly weird. Yeah. And it's so pretty, and we played it last night, and we were like, ooh, yeah, let's play this again. And now on the second playing, I'm like, yeah, same thing happened. I felt like I tried a different strategy, like a different thing, and like I felt like the same thing happened.
But it was close. It did come down to the last turn.
No, I had 3 more turns. I counted it out. Yeah.
It was the last couple of cubes. Yeah, the other thing is, both times we finished this, I've just wanted to either keep playing or immediately play again, and mostly just keep playing. So it did feel a little short for me.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I hate to say it, but like Renegade's not like interesting me much anymore. They have so many games that they've done on their catalog, and none of them have blown me away. The last one that Renegade did to like have blown me away, Renegade didn't even do it. That was the other thing, is that Renegade hadn't done it. Renegade signed it and brought it over. And there was Honshu. I liked Honshu a lot, but mostly 2-player. Honshu at more players gets kind of and Grabwell. Love Grabwell. Grabwell is fantastic. Renegade, that was one of the first games that Renegade signed, was Grabwell.
What was the first the fantasy deck builder exploring the map, and then it was the space deck builder?
Clank.
Yeah.
People love Clank.
People love Clank. That feels
Clank's
very
okay.
much like a very Renegade game. I did like Clank in Space better than the original Clank.
Yeah. I like Clank. Clank's okay. My problem with Clank is that if I'm going to play a deck builder, I want to play a different deck builder. That's more, it's just me with the deck builders. And the one time where I played normal Clank, I got all the trash cards and my deck was amazing and I destroyed everyone. So if you're like really, really good at deck building and you just happen to luck out and buy the right cards from the market, you will just win.
You will root
literally doesn't matter what anyone does.
The other thing I was going to say is the box does say 60 minutes for 2 to 4 players. I can see this playing in an hour with 4 players. So
oh yeah, if you've played it before, yeah.
That is maybe something for us. It felt a little quick for a 2-player game, where we maybe want to play a 2-player game that takes an hour and a half. And if you want 4 people around the table to get through this, you will get to the end of the race and you will play it in 60 minutes.
Clank is one of the few games where if I'm like, I would play Clank with Tony and Rex. They would be great, because Clank is more than just a deck builder. There's like the, oh, you made noise, huh? Like funny, like random chance of you just getting murdered. But you gotta make noise to get in. So that's fine. I just don't like those kind of games normally. It's very player dependent with me on who I'm playing with. And so we don't own Clank, because it's not something that I'm gonna want to play, because it's just not something I want. But if we're at Tony's and Tony's like, oh, let's play Clank, I'm like, yes. I will play Clank with you.
For war games, the term
for a long time, and I guess kind of still is, for that kind of game is like beer and pretzels, where like they're not very serious and you're sitting around drinking beer and eating pretzels while you're playing it. So like Clank, I would say for you is a beer and pretzels game.
Oh yeah, I'd eat gluten-free cookies and LaCroix. It's a gluten-free cookies and LaCroix game.
And you're sitting around the table and you're having fun, hanging out with everybody, and silly things are happening. So I would... Yeah, it's a beer and pretzels.
On that delightful note, we're gonna play Penny Papers, the Temple of Akapiku. Also, Gravwell is great, Kabuki Kid. I did a review on Gravwell.
So good.
On the snowboard. You should go watch it. It's one of my favorite reviews. I still love Gravwell. We have it in the attic for Family Game Day. Makes me happy.
And I think a throwaway joke that was made in your review.
No, they've got to go watch it.
Oh, they gotta watch it? Okay.
Oh, it's what the Gravwell is.
No, it's what the designer made. I think made a thing based on your review.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway,
at the end of the review, at the end of the review, I say something, and I say, if you make this, I will do a thing. And spoilers, dude made it. And it costs a lot of money, so I haven't done what I said I would do. Because it's like handmade, wooded, carved. It's amazing. But anyway, you can go and watch that review while we shut down the stream and change titles and all that kind of stuff for our next play-along string of Penny Papers, the Temple of Akapikaboo.
A peekaboo.
A peekaboo.
But not a Pikachu.
Not a Pikachu,
That's a different Penny Papers.
Yep.
And also, this is our favorite of the three. I think we didn't play the third. We're kind of okay on the second one, and we like this one the best, so.
Mad Bona, if you're watching currently, Mad Bona, the best mod in the world, is linking in to the chat a picture of the player sheet, so you can go ahead and scribble down the player sheet if you'd like to play along. And you can copy that down or print it off. Either way, you can copy it. It's fine. If you're going to copy it down, make sure you note which slots have the doors art in them, because it's important. Otherwise, we will shut down the stream and we'll be back. Yep. But if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified on YouTube. The bell to be notified on YouTube when we go live. It sometimes works. Otherwise, you can follow us. Follow us on Twitch. I think it's there. No, it's there too. It's there. You can follow us on Twitch to be notified when we go live on Twitch, because we go live on both. But Twitch has ads, and we're kind of meh on that. Also, I don't know if y'all noticed this. I activated a thing. I'm just saying it's here. We now have a thing called Super Chat in YouTube, and apparently there's like a thing where like super chatters and community members can get emojis and stuff on YouTube. So I'm gonna look more into that, because it's like the Twitch affiliate program, except for there's no ads and you would just pay, but then some of it goes to YouTube. It's like Patreon, but for YouTube, but you get emojis. I'm gonna look into it.
If there's a route to a custom emoji, Tiffany will look into it. This is what we've learned.
Yeah, super duper chat. You pay money and then your chat gets like super highlighted. It's for people who have like hundreds of thousands of chatters watching them, and so the chat like goes like this, and so you pay money to have the people see the chat. You don't have to do it, but it's there. Don't do it just to do it.
I was watching some of those,
but it's there.
Doing like commentary over the
we've done enough streams. YouTube has been like, you can have super duper chat.
There was a guy that was doing a commentary over the SpaceX Mars landing, and there were so many people watching just his commentary of it. It was like 20,000 people watching, that the super chatters were doing their like space fact or whatever that you could actually see because the other chat was going so fast. So I think that's mostly what it's for. Yeah. But super duper chat.
Super duper. You all are super duper.
Yeah.
Just for watching. You don't need super duper chat. Oh wow, Tom only replies to the people that pay.
Nice. Oh. Okay. There you go. That says it.
Not gonna say anything else. We're not gonna say anything else. Alright, on that delightful note, we will be back. If you're watching this live in the future, thanks for sticking out with us. You can find the play along video and play along with us from the past. So this is present Tiffany telling future you to go play with past Tiffany in the play along stream that present Tiffany is going to do in the future. Okay. And there we go. Alright. We'll be back, y'all. Holla back.